so
Did you
bad.
say anything to this woman? And just because we're
Yes,
videotaping or
yes.
recording, I want to tell everybody that might be listening to this that you were triggered because of was it yoga or meditation?
Well, it was a medic. It was actually the class was on a chakra clearing for your heart clearing. So
But you were
that's
in
what I signed
person,
up for.
right?
No, it was a Zoom thing. It was a
Oh,
Zoom
it
thing.
was a Zoom.
Yeah, yeah, it was a Zoom thing. Yep. And um, I thought the person that was supposed to teach the class that it said that the class was on, and it was the heart chakra, um, wasn't the person that showed up. So I was even more confused. Like, what? I mean, when I first went on, I was confused. Like, who's this person? And then normally there's about 4 or 5 people in the class, and there was only me, and that was confusing. I'm like, well, what's going on? Why am I the only one here? And so I just participated at the beginning, and she said, we're going to need to get on the ground and do some get on your knees and do some. I'm thinking, what the heck is she talking about? Like, first of all, I'm not getting on my knees. I got a bad knee, and I'm not prepared for this. So I said, well, I have a bad knee. I don't want to get on. And then she made some weird noise, like,
Like she
like
was annoyed.
very annoyed. And I said, I can't do it. And then she goes, well, can you do child's pose? And I'm like, I could. I just said I don't want to get down on the ground and on my knees. Period. That's not what I signed up for. So she said, well, let's do an adaptive exercise. I'm like, okay. And she's like, so she does, I'll show you some weird thing. I mean, it's not weird, but I'd never seen it. Something like this. Bring your arms up, bring your arms down, and go all the way down to the ground. Bring your up. And she goes, we're going to do this for 10, 15 minutes. What the heck? I don't do anything for 10 to 15 minutes. I mean, for, the same
How was
repetitive
she?
nonsense. Hmm?
How old was she?
She was she was not young enough to not know better. She's probably 35,
Okay,
33.
just checking because you know how these
Yes.
younger generations can
No,
be.
she wasn't a Z. She wasn't a Z.
Okay.
So dummy me does it for 12 minutes, I'd say. And then I started looking at I pinged my phone. I'm like, what time is it? And it's like, all right, I've had enough. This is making me dizzy. It actually made me dizzy. So then um, I said, what does this have to do with the heart chakra? And she said, we'll get there. And then I said, but what does this have to do with the heart chakra? And, and she said, it doesn't. She goes, something like this. She said, well, we have to work our way up. No, we don't.
We
No,
have
we
to work on
don't.
what?
We have to work our way up to the heart chakra because I don't know if you're familiar with the chakras in the body.
I'm
There's
a Reiki
70.
healer. Yes.
Oh, okay. So that's right. So no, you don't. You don't have to work your way up. I mean, yeah, it's nice to if you do, but
Not for
you don't
10
have to.
minutes.
Not for 10 minutes on one, right? So I said, well, when are we gonna get
You
to
would
the
have
heart?
better just putting your hands right here and seeing light going into your heart would have been
Yes,
beneficial compared to what that exercise was.
correct. So that honest to God, I don't remember the next two exercises except for um I don't remember. I mentally blocked it out. It was so annoying. It was so,
That's
oh wait,
okay.
yes, I do. So I don't remember, but at the end she had me just swaying around doing like this. It's like I was so mad. I mean, yes, I know it can't hurt to do that. I'm not saying it was bad, but it had nothing to do with the heart chakra again. So
Well,
then
because she was a substitute, maybe that's not what she was there for. She's a substitute.
correct,
I
but
mean,
she
did she
she
say she was there to help open up the heart chakra?
she didn't answer the question when I said this is supposed to be on
And
the
there,
heart
that
chakra.
might be why nobody showed up because the girl called in sick, the original
But
instructor.
nobody would have known because there was no email sent. Nobody got
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
notification.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just know I've seen that in the past where when the original instructor doesn't show up, nobody shows up except for
Well,
me.
again, this was on Zoom. It wasn't in person. You know what I mean?
Right.
And there was no notification. So she says, you know, each chakra has a different sound. I'm like, yeah, I know. And um, she says, so you know, we did the first chakra, we did the second chakra, we're at the third chakra, and it's already more than a half an hour in, and I'm so annoyed. And then she goes, "We're gonna make some sounds." I'm like, "Okay, here we go."
Well, you know
And
what? Well, you know what? I'm going to stop you right now because
yeah,
I don't want you to bring up and get annoyed and triggered again.
exactly. The bottom
So I
line,
already
I'll tell you what
talked.
I did though. Can I just tell you what
Okay.
I ended up doing? I
Yeah.
ended up saying, when she starts light channeling, is that what it's called?
I
Light,
don't know.
I don't know what it's called. Light chanting? I don't know. It's when they start talking in this weird language. Let me turn my phone.
Oh, okay.
I
Like
forget what it's called.
gibberish, the gibberish,
Yes.
light language.
Light language. Very good.
Yeah.
Light language.
I can do it. I've done it.
You can? I've never
Yeah.
tried. I gotta shut my phone off. Um uh, okay. So I'm not even gonna read that text. So I do get triggered easy with negative stuff. Like I just tested over car and I just saw the word sorry. I can't, and I'm like, okay, what can
You
that be?
can't, and you're not.
I'm not gonna look. All right. So um I guess I just have so
She
much.
was doing the light language,
Yes. And
which
then I piped in and I said, this isn't helping me. I go, I signed up for heart chakra. This has nothing to do with the heart chakra. I go, I can't take this anymore. And I literally clicked off. And I think I felt a little guilty because I'm never that. She was so unfriendly and rude and attitude and just not a nice person. It wasn't like she was helpful. She didn't care about obviously what I was there for or what the class was supposed to be. She was just
so
there
I'm
for her
going to stop
own.
you right there. So let's just go with how she made you feel. And when I talked to you this morning, you said, I asked you, does this remind you of your mother?
Yes.
So, so when you think of your mom, she triggered you, taking you back to your inner child, how your mom spoke to you. So we're going to go and take you back there, how your mom makes you feel, and trying to let go of that trigger. So this
Okay.
doesn't happen
Okay.
again.
Yeah, because it happens a lot when I don't
Yeah.
feel heard.
So anybody that talks to you uh with a certain tone, is there a certain tone that bothers you too? The way certain people speak?
No,
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 it's
no, no.
what was it about her that triggered you? Is it she didn't listen to you? She didn't listen to, that's what you said this morning. She wouldn't listen, or she listened, but it didn't feel like you were getting your word across.
That's it too. Yes. Why didn't that shut off? Yes, it was that I said it 3 times. I said 3 times, this is supposed to be on the heart chakra. We're not doing anything. Why aren't we doing the heart chakra? And that's when she said, you can't just go to the heart chakra. We have to do these exercises first.
Well, if
And
that's true, then I've been doing it wrong.
right, me too. Me too. It's totally wrong. And um
Technically, there's no wrong way. It depends on what works for you. But so when she triggers you, you're trying to get your word across, and it's bothering you. So it takes you back to your inner child because when it triggers you, it takes you back. Tell me what age you feel like that first triggered you.
ooh,
Like
good
what age do
question.
you go back
Good
to?
question. Good question. The number 2 came up.
Perfect. So I want you to look at yourself. Can you visualize yourself? Close your eyes. Just take, I'm gonna have you take some deep breaths in and out through your mouth. We're gonna do some breathing here. In through your nose. If you can hold it while I'm talking, you let it out and you keep breathing while I'm talking. So I'm gonna have you see this 2-year-old child. She's not being heard. Nobody's listening to her. She can't get her point across. How does she feel at this very moment?
So angry.
Angry, okay. So feel that anger,
Frustration,
frustration. Okay.
like a building feeling, like boiling inside.
Boiling. All right. Any other feelings? Like, can you see her? I'm gonna ask you, does she talk to you when you see her?
The 2-year-old, you mean?
Yeah,
My
I don't know.
2-year-old?
Have you done inner child work?
I have a little bit.
Okay, so see her in front of you.
Mhm.
Ask her if you can, what do I need to let go of?
Uh,
Not being triggered. What do I need to what do you need to feel?
well, this is I love what happened just now. She shrugged her shoulders and went like this because she said, "I don't have the language." Meaning I wasn't taught my this is gonna sound weird, but I wasn't really taught anything by my parents, like alphabet or
Okay.
whatever, and I had a twin sister. So we kinda had a secret language. Like, we could communicate and we made up words. I don't know. It sounds weird.
No, so they say light language is what the children speak when they're talking gibberish. They're actually talking the light language before they start communicating speaking English or whatever language they speak. And so we're all taught to use it. So when you have
Oh,
your own communication, that's actually light language.
that's hilarious.
So if
Okay.
she can speak to you and because you'll feel the words.
Okay. 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 Let's see what happens. So, what do I need? Is she gonna know the answer to that?
So let's hold back really quick. I'm gonna have you start with letting go of the anger. So we're gonna just see her and feel her and how you feel angry. We're gonna breathe in. You're gonna breathe in and out, and we're gonna find out where this anger is and just let it go. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have you breathe in and hold your breath as long as you can. And when you exhale, I want you to tell me from where you feel this frustration,
In my
this
heart, because I
feel
saw
in
the
your
color
heart.
green. Yeah, I saw the color green, and
Is
then
green
it said
good or
heart.
bad?
It's good. I mean, that's my heart chakra,
Okay.
which is ironic that I went there trying to heal my heart chakra or open my heart chakra, and all she did was make me more furious. But that was like
So
my
this is actually
relationship.
a lesson learned that your heart's not open yet, and learning that it's triggering you, so you need to work on letting go of that trigger to help you open up the heart. Basically, that's what that means.
But I think there's also this weird expectation I have, like with it. Well, it wasn't an expectation. Well, yeah, any child wants their mother to love them and hear them, right? So whenever I would go to my mother with questions or trying to have her pick, I just remember always wanting to be picked up, right? And she wouldn't pick me up. I mean, it was always the shoe, like her hand would flick away from me and she'd pick my sister up, but I was always shooed away. So
So how
there
did
would
that
be
make you feel? Did it make
less,
you, it made you feel what?
I guess, less than, like not good enough, not loved, not cared for, ignored. My sister we were both preemies, we're twins, but she was born with a hiatal hernia and she did almost die at birth, so she had to have emergency surgery like one or whatever. So I think that,
Still, you're alive too, and you want to be noticed.
yeah, no, the answer was no, ever. Well, not ever, but very rare that I would get the attention or any attention. So I rationalized it in my head that I'm so strong, I don't need anything. So I bucked up,
Did you
basically.
feel lovable? You didn't, did you feel unloved?
By her 100%, but I love my dad, and I knew my dad loved me, even though he was very strict, and he would do what she said, which was upsetting. But I knew he knew, and I knew he loved me, if that makes sense.
Yes. In his way.
Correct.
And maybe he didn't want to get in trouble if he did it
Correct. She
his
was a
own way.
screamer.
So he was being controlled by your mom also.
Oh, yeah, she would threaten that she would go back to Montreal and take us and leave. She's from Montreal.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's go back to breathing. So you felt ignored. You didn't feel like you're getting the attention. You felt unlovable. And I missed a couple words because I started, but did you feel worthy?
No,
You didn't feel like you were unworthy. You didn't feel like you were enough.
correct.
Okay, take some deep breaths in and just think about letting go of that anger because it's that anger that you're holding on to that's going to keep helping you get triggered anytime somebody comes and talks to you that way.
Well, not that way, but just being ignored, not being heard.
That's what I meant. Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
breathe in and you're going to hold your breath. Feel that anger where it is in your heart and feel the heart like opening up. Just feel that heart. It's going to open up.
Oh, I'm massaging that area, and that seems to help a lot.
Okay.
I don't know why
Are
I'm
you,
doing it. I'm just intuitively doing it.
so make sure you inhale and hold it. Hold your breath and feel your heart. Like I don't know if you've ever measured your heart from like 1 to 10,
No.
and if your heart was closed, how I don't know how much work you've done on opening up your heart. Um, so just to let you know, when I started working on myself, my heart had a wall that was 3 miles long. And
Okay.
it had taken me 8 years to discover how to get that heart to open, and it took a long time. So if you were to ask yourself how long that wall is, what would be the first word that comes up?
It,
How how
how long is my, I don't, oh, I'm gonna get my head out of it. So, how long is the wall from my heart? I don't know what three, the number three is coming up. Whatever. I don't know what
okay,
three.
ask, is this 3 feet, 3 miles,
I got 3 feet.
3 feet? Okay. Because I know you've been doing work.
I've been doing a lot of work.
Yeah. All right. So let's go back to letting go because a lot of times those walls stay up because you're holding on to, you're not feeling important. So that's going to keep that wall there. So let's open up those walls by letting go of the anger. Take a deep breath in. I'm going to have you hold it as long as you can. And imagine that wall disintegrating. Just it's 3 feet. We want to get it down to one foot at a time. It's going to take time. So you want to be patient, but you are worth it and it's going to happen.
Well, I got one down. I got 1 foot down. I saw it crumble.
So do you feel that you're still angry? Do you feel that the anger is still there?
I think that 3 feet thing, I've got 3 feet of anger.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay. So 1 foot just crumbled, and the other 2 feet, they look pretty sturdy. They look like the third foot was more able to crumble. It looked like cement crumbling, but the
Is
first
this like
one,
is it like what is that wolf with the three little pigs? One cement, one is wood, one
oh, see, oh,
is rocks.
yeah, yeah, maybe. But I see steel. Now there's steel involved.
Oh
Steel,
gosh. Okay.
yeah, yeah, steel for the next two, which look,
So just breathe in. What will it take to let go of this steel wall, which is a little stronger, a little harder? And see that little 2-year-old, and tell her that she is She is important. She is lovable. And to live life, she needs to let go of this anger.
This is sad. I just saw myself tugging on my mother's nightgown or whatever the heck she was wearing and doing, like this to be
Yeah,
picked up. Yeah.
you want to
And
be
it was,
picked up.
yeah, I got to find a very tall guy with a lot of muscles. um, she's very stubborn. She's very stubborn.
Have you worked with her and told her that you are here to love her and help her feel important? Have you done that kind of work?
Uh, Not a lot. I'm gonna be
Okay, just
honest.
checking.
I
Because
mean,
I
I've done it a few times, but not a lot.
okay, you can actually just if you want me to remind you, like when you're sitting by yourself, I actually have this in my book, but you have her sitting in front of you and you share with her that you're going to give her so much love and you watch her expression and you can hold her in your arms. I hold mine all the time in my arms and tell her she's loved and safe. Um, while we're here at the anger, ask yourself, is this anger yours?
Ooh, there's a very good question. Wow. You're right. The anger's not mine. There's sadness under this. The anger was my mother's anger.
That's what I thought.
I'm sad.
You're
My
sad.
emotion is sad. Like this is so you know what? Anytime anybody does make me angry when they ignore me or don't answer or don't help me, I'm just going to say that's sad, meaning they're sad too. Like it's so sad that they're so wounded or frigged up
Right.
or
The anger is protecting their sadness. Yeah. So ask yourself, can I let go of my mother's anger? Because it'll probably be easier knowing that it's not even yours to hold on to.
well, I felt like I had to help her. She was such a hot mess.
Yeah.
I mean, she wasn't very capable. I mean, she was such she's probably borderline or something because when she was on, right? Like she could make an elaborate meal Friday night. It's like the best food, a whole dinner. And then, for one or two nights, you'd get a real meal. And then the rest, it's like you're on your own. So you're eating cereal and tuna and fend for yourself night.
Yeah. So it's probably
So,
a part of her that something's taking over and making her, this great mom, and then all of a sudden, she's this other mom.
yeah.
Like, so
Yeah.
ask, are we ready to let go of my mother's anger?
I'm ready to let go of my. And I'm asking this to my 2-year-old, right?
No, you're
Or
just
no,
asking
no?
yourself. You're just
Oh,
asking the body, are we ready to let go of
body, are
this
you
anger?
ready to let go of this anger, my mother's anger? Yes,
Because it's in your body. So just breathe
yes.
in and say, I let go of this anger.
Ooh, I just muscle tested the yes. Okay, yes. Um, I let go of
And
this anger.
I let
Did
go.
I
Oh,
find out
let's rate
where
it
it
from 1
is?
to 10. Let's rate it from 1 to 10.
And do we need to know where it is in the body?
No.
Okay.
Do you feel it somewhere in the body? Sometimes it's good to know, but I thought you said it was in your heart.
Um, yeah, that's true. It
You,
was there. Okay, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Okay.
so
Um,
from 1 to 10, rate this anger.
a 9.
Okay. So we want to get that down to a 0.
Yeah.
Take some yawning is good. That means
I
it's coming
know.
up.
I
Yeah,
know.
good.
It melted down to a 7. I mean, I don't know why.
Well, you're yawning, so you're releasing because the body knows it's doing its job, and the body wants to help because it wants to feel good.
Oh my god, that's weird. Not a big yawner. I mean,
Yeah,
I yawn.
when
I
I do
know.
this, when I do this sometimes with people, I will actually feel their pain and let it go for them.
Can you
And
help me out? Okay. No, I don't want anyone to
well,
have to
sometimes
do
it
that.
has to come from you because it's got to be. Yeah, I don't have the answer to that. This was like my mom. I said something and I said you're holding on to judgment. And as soon as I said the word, I started busting up laughing. And my mom just looks at me and she's like, I want to feel that because there's like built up laughter that couldn't she didn't laugh because it was inside and it just felt so good to laugh. She's like, I want to feel that.
Very
But
cool.
sometimes we hold on to even good stuff because we're not allowed to express
That was me.
happiness.
Yeah. That was me. I mean, what you're taught I wasn't allowed to express anything.
Yeah.
So
And you're afraid to be happy. You're afraid to be happy because something's
I
going
am
to kill the happiness.
100%.
All right, let's breathe. Breathe in. Hold it. Think of that heart. You're holding on to an energy of your mother's anger. You're going to let it go. Good job. Eh.
I just got tingles too, in my arms. So it's down to a 5. Oh God, I was clenching my teeth on the right side. That was weird.
Yeah, did
Almost,
you loosen it?
I mean, it was almost like I'm afraid to let it go because then I feel vulnerable.
You're going to be safe. Just feel you are going to be safe. You're not used to being comfortable. So that's a feeling like something saying, "Oh, no, we can't let it go because then you won't be safe." But it's actually the opposite. And you're going to feel good. You're going to have this weight lifted off of you.
4. That time it actually left through my feet. I don't know why, but I do a lot of shamanic meditation. I just saw a bunny rabbit eating. I don't know. I don't know. The front, the whiskers. I don't know what it means. Maybe, I don't know. They're so cute. We did have a bunny rabbit when I was little. I don't
Okay.
know.
Stay focused here.
Yes, yes.
Sometimes little things will remind you of happiness or something, maybe even sadness, and it'll try and distract you. We're going to just keep you focused, but thanks for sharing. I don't know what that means.
I think I know what it means.
Okay. You want to share with it? Is it a good thing?
Well, I mean, I think it's important. When I was probably 7, my mother used to dress us, we're twins, right? So she dressed us alike. And we were very wild, very athletic, and runners. Like we had to be out and adventurous. But keep in mind, she was an overprotective mother. So, but because she was all or nothing, right? So either you were under her skirt, like don't go anywhere, hold my hand, or she just let us roam like wild geese, like all over the place. So my parents owned a motel, and there was a swimming pool, and this was winter, and I don't remember I don't remember where it was into winter, but so when the ice would freeze on the pool, we'd skate on the ice. So I don't know. I guess I was testing it to see if it was ready or something. I remember moving the snow. There was snow, some snow, and I went further. I mean, it's a miracle now that I think about it. I didn't die. So it let go. It wasn't frozen all the way. So I went into the water, and my sister saved me. I don't know how because she was a little string bean, but obviously she grabbed my arm or something, and I did it right where there was a railing, where you could step down in. So I came out, and obviously I'm dry, I'm frozen, right? I'm wet and freaking out. And all I remember saying is, "Oh my God, she's gonna kill me." We had matching fur rabbit coats, white rabbit coats. that she got in Canada, Montreal, and I just remember, "Oh my god, she's gonna kill me because I ruined the coat." That's what I was scared of.
Worried. You weren't worried about yourself, you were worried
No,
about what your mother's gonna say.
that I ruined the coat. Yeah. So I didn't wanna tell her. So I remember we slid in the side door, and I don't remember what happened, but I just remember my fear was, "Oh my god, she's gonna kill me because I ruined the coat, the fur
Did she
coat."
ever find out about the coat?
She must have,
You just don't
but I don't
remember that.
remember what happened. I have no recollection of any of
So
that.
think about that feeling of I'm not as important. A coat is more important than me. Does that
Yes.
make sense?
Well, I
So, which
rarely
is
got things, so the
so
only thing I would get is clothes. Yep.
so think about that to let go of that you are important. I mean, she got you a coat, so you are important. And
I think that was just to impress people, the rabbit coat. Wasn't for
well,
me.
well, a real rabbit coat's going to keep you warm. So she was thinking. So think about your mom because you want to think that your mom did love you the way she knew how. I don't know what her background is and how her mother treated her, but a lot of the reasons a parent treats you the
Okay.
way they treat you is because of how they were brought up. And and so she did the best she could with how she knew how. For some reason, she's got sadness going on in her and anger and something going on that doesn't allow her to be the way you want her to be. But know that you're important. So you need to understand that you are important. You're more important than a rabbit coat, right? So think about that little girl.
You said that so funny. You're more important than a rabbit coat. Okay.
You're yeah, so because you say you don't feel that you're important. So
Right.
you are important. You just don't feel that way. So letting go of that feeling is how you're going to feel good today. Do we even have that down? Important. I know you don't. So think about that. Um, you had mentioned sadness earlier. Can you test yourself if this sadness is yours? And then we're going
Yes.
to get back to that important.
It's 100% mine.
Okay.
Yes. I didn't even have to muscle test that one.
All right. So, because when I look at frustration and anger, it's actually really sadness. I mean, you actually said it. The
Mhm.
sadness, you're covering it up with frustration, and it just keeps making you sad. So, we're going to work on the sadness. Why don't you ask yourself, should we work on this sadness? Were you ready to let it go today? Were you ready to let go of the sadness today?
No.
Not today?
No.
All right. So,
God,
ask,
that was a definite no.
are you ready to let go that you are important?
Yes.
All right. So let's feel feel into that. When was the first time you didn't feel important? Do you remember the first time? I know it's probably going to be when you're 2 years old, but is there something else that's gone on in your life that you don't feel important?
Well, I mean, just going back to not her picking me up was frustrating to me.
Okay.
That
So
made
think about
but, I mean, she'd pick my sister up and not me. Of course, that would make me not feel important.
so let's look at that little girl.
Boy, that's pissing me off.
Yeah, so you still have let's go back to the anger because that's just you're just still angry.
Yeah.
Let's let go of the anger.
Okay.
And once we get through the anger, we're going to go through the frustration and we'll get to the sadness. All right. So let's breathe in and let go of all that anger. You're still holding on to your mother's anger. So we've got to let go of the mother's anger because that's holding on to your heart. There's a hold on your heart. So breathe in.
I think I was trying to do her a favor.
Were you protecting her from, okay.
Like, let me take this on for you.
Yeah, so let's just keep breathing.
It's like if
Do you
she's not
feel, how are
in,
your
maybe she'll
how
keep
are your
on.
hips doing today?
Oh, it's funny you say that. They were
Okay, because you
clicking
were
both
talking
at
about your ovaries. I totally forgot you were talking about your ovaries earlier. So a lot of times when you're over any of your reproductive system
my
bothers
bladder,
you, that's
my
related to
bladder,
mother. That's
my
related to mom.
bladder. No,
Okay.
was talking about my bladder being pissed off.
Yes.
Yeah,
So how's that feeling right now?
it's okay. It's not terrible, not bad, not
Okay, so I want you to find out, so it feels like the anger is in your bladder.
okay. Yes,
And so
I'm sure.
we're gonna work on so I want you to work on letting go of the
Yes,
anger. So
yes.
when you breathe in, I want you to really breathe in and expand your belly as if that claw of oxygen is coming in and wrapping around that bladder. And hold your breath as long as you can. You're feeling that bladder, that anger, you're going to help loosen it up. And when you exhale, you're going to bring it up and let it go.
Can I send it down my feet?
Absolutely.
Wants to go down and not up.
You want to take that oxygen and put it through every cell of your body, every inch of your body, but just extra right where the pain is.
I felt something release. Like there's
What's
a
that?
flame. I felt something release.
Well, from 1 to 10, what does that anger feel like?
I feel very calm right now.
Okay. Does it feel like it's a 0?
It does. It was a weird, like there was like a, oh, okay. It was kind of like a pinching feeling. I mean, it feels fine. Feels fine.
Okay, I want you to ask right now, are you ready to let go of the sadness? Still says no. Let's see what we can work on.
Yeah, it was no.
Yeah, I got no too. Um, so frustration, do you still feel frustrated? It doesn't want to let go of the frustration either?
No, I don't feel frustrated.
Okay. So what are you feeling? So why don't we test any sadness for your mom? Is there anything sadness on your mom that
What
you're
does that
holding on
mean?
to? Pardon?
Oh, that you mean sadness I'm hanging on for
Is there
her?
any of this sadness your mom?
Yes. Yes.
Can we
Yes.
let go of the sadness of your mom today?
Yes.
So let's work on that sadness because that'll help loosen up yours and help you understand that that this is because mom was sad. Mom wasn't the mom you wanted because she's got issues, and helping that 2-year-old understand that there's reasons why you didn't get the attention you wanted. It's not your fault. So let's work on mom. I let go of mom's sadness. And you're going to breathe in.
Yeah, but it was so cruel that she would ignore me and pick up my sister, and she would do things for her and not for me.
This different scenario. I don't, do you want to know why she did that?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't we ask? Um, why did, just ask, why you could actually see your mom in front of you, see her in front and just see her like you're looking at your inner child, but your mom, Mom, why did you give my sister more attention than me?
Well, I did ask her that as an adult.
What did you say? What'd she say?
She said, "You didn't need anything. You were the healthy one."
Right. When you said it that you were protecting your mom, you actually put up the guard that I don't need as much attention as my sister. You put the protection up and even though you did it and you don't remember, that's when she stopped giving you attention. She felt that you didn't need it. I see that a lot. I see a lot that when kids don't have attention, it'll come out as an adult and then they're like, oh, oh, okay, well, that was stupid of me, but you don't know, you're a kid. So now you got to take that protection down because you still have it. So why
Yep.
don't you ask, are you ready? So are you ready to let go of that protection?
Yes.
Okay. So just breathe in. Well, before you say breathe, before you breathe in, I let go of this protection. And then breathe in.
I let go of this protection.
And this is the protection that you're not needed. Nobody needs you. So when you let that go, you're going to change your energy around. People are going to need you. And you're going to be a little uncomfortable, but you're going to accept it. And when you exhale, I want you to say, I let go of this protection and keep breathing in and out. And that protection is that protection on your heart? Because that's where I feel it. You're not needed. You're independent.
It's
Does it feel
funny
like
because I feel it in my back heart
you feel in your
chakra.
back?
But it's the back heart chakra. Right here.
Okay. Protection in the back heart chakra.
Yep. Well, I know why that is though, because I always felt like I was getting stabbed in the back by her. So I had to watch her from the front and the back.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
keep breathing. I let go of this protection.
I let go of this protection.
And breathe in and feel that wall of protection coming down.
Whew. I let go of this protection.
Hold it as long as you can.
It feels, this feels like steel too. This feels like a s- some kind of metal gate.
Is it one you can open?
Oh, good question. Yeah, there's a lock. I see oh, it's a lion's face in the front of it. Wow, that's
Is that a
cool.
lion's face that's guarding you from getting in, or is it
No, it's
allowing
a
it?
lion's face facing outward, and there's a thing in the middle, and there is a key thing. And if you opened it, it would be it does have holes in the middle, but it does, if you opened it, his face would half open on each side. He's protecting me.
So
Well, he
what
thinks
do
he
we
is.
do? What do you need to do to let go of that protection?
Well, I'm not getting rid of him.
You've got to let go of him
Why don't
because
I
it's that.
just open the door?
Well, you need to let go of the protection so people need you, so you feel needed and wanted. Otherwise, he's been put up there to keep you from getting attention. So are you willing to let him go? feel for it, he can't stay. He needs his time is done. It's time for him to find somebody else to protect. He's not needed anymore.
Well, maybe I can still keep my lion as he can still be a spirit animal. I just don't need the gate.
You can get a new one, but he's there just to protect you. He's not there to stick around because you can't have a protection to protect you once in a while. You got to take down the guard and and move forward.
Hmm. Are you sure? I don't know if I can let him go.
Okay, why don't you ask what will it take for me to let him go? Because right now you're putting up a fight and a struggle, and you want to let him go so you can feel what it's like to be needed. Don't be surprised if your sister acts different towards you. Just to let you
Shouldn't
know.
talk to me. Shouldn't talk to me.
Doesn't matter. That's right now because you still have blocks up. Once you start, I've seen people take down their heart wall and visualize having coffee with a sister they didn't speak with for 10 years. And she didn't know why her sister didn't talk to her. And I told her, you visualize calling her on the phone, having and then having coffee with her. And today they're like best sisters, best friends. And
So
so
that's
we
because she had a wall up to what was the wall up
her
for?
she that my client had a wall up and we never got into what happened. She just called me one day and she's like, "Oh my God, I just talked to my sister and it's been 10 years." And we didn't get into detail about it. I was just happy for her. This is when I was at the beginning of my awakening. And so I was doing freelancing work, and trying things out, seeing what works, what didn't. And she was actually from Boston, which is my son's name. And so she sent me a whole
Oh,
bunch of
cool.
stuff from Boston. And she had told me probably like 3 or 4 months later, they were hanging out and talking all the time on the phone like best friends. But she did do the work. We went through and she let down the guards.
So what did you say that anyway, that the gate is there
The gate is there
to
for protection. You
protection,
cannot have a gate there part-time. It needs to be taken down.
and
You'd be
then
grateful that pardon?
people will want
Then you
what?
will feel important. You will feel important because people will be open to your invitation. Hey, honey,
Okay.
can you do me a favor and close my door? Thank you. I'll be done in like 15 minutes. Okay, thanks. All right.
Okay. Um, all right, let's do it.
You ready to let it go?
Yep.
All right, feel for it and say goodbye to the lion. Say you don't need him anymore. We're ready to let him go. Just say, I let go of this protection. I
Let
let
go of this
go of this
protection.
protection and make sure you breathe in really deep. You want to see that lion's gate, that lion's head just dissipating. However you want to let him go, whether he grows wings and flies away or if he blows up. This is
No,
your
just open the gate.
You can just open the gate and enter and start your new life.
That's what I want to do.
Okay. He
And I
does
heard
have to say goodbye. He cannot stay there anymore.
the noise of a squeaky gate opening.
Perfect.
In fact, he opened it for me.
Does he understand it's time his job is done? Good. Take some more deep breaths. How does it feel to have that protection down?
I feel vulnerable
Okay, just sit with it for a second,
and
a little bit.
a little lonely.
Take some deep breaths in and ask, why do you feel lonely?
Well, I didn't want to let the lion go. What if nothing else comes to help me?
Breathe into that and know that this was just a protection and a fear that you're going to open up and things, your life's going to change. So that loneliness you're feeling is probably a discomfort because you've been protecting that loneliness. So feeling it, just breathe into it that it's a discomfort you're
Oh,
not used to.
oh, I know why I feel lonely, because when I would try to get my mother to pick me up, right? And she wouldn't, then I would cry and I'd go to my room and my sister would ignore me and it was like them against me all the time. It was lonely. Like I wasn't invited to the party. I mean, not literally, but you know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't
Uh,
allowed. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'd have to push my way in.
yes. So really you felt lonely the whole time.
I did.
And taking down that wall just makes you remember the things that you didn't have.
Correct. I mean, when my sister was mad at my mother, because she would make anybody mad, then she'd come to me. So then it would be me and her against my mother type of deal. Um, Obviously I like that, but then when she got more attention, of course she liked that, right? So she'd stick her tongue out at me. She'd get to go in my mother's room and watch TV. That's was the only place there was a TV. And I would have to go back to the room by myself and cry.
You didn't get to go in your mom's room to watch TV,
No, because Jewel would
but
suck
that
up
time
to
you
her.
already put the protection up. So somewhere you started protecting yourself early
I
on.
did. I said,
If
yeah,
you
it was
did
so
it, that's
painful.
when you guarded yourself.
Okay, so that makes sense.
You even though you wanted something from your mom, you had already put the protection up, preventing your mom from even getting close to you. So it may have only been a one moment time where you put that wall up, and it could have been one moment you wanted to be picked up, and right then and there you said, you know what, she didn't pick me up when I wanted to be picked up. Therefore, I'm putting this wall up.
That
And that
sounds
wall kept
right.
her from getting close to you.
I mean, it sounds counterintuitive, but I feel what you're saying, so I know it's true.
So
Like I
feel
was
into that you created this, that it didn't have to go that way, maybe.
maybe
Well, feel into it. Ask yourself, ask your 2-year-old, did you create this? Did you put that protection up because of
I got
something?
that I put the protection up to keep from being emotionally hurt from all the rejection from her.
But it's that protection that kept you getting rejected.
Well, my sister was an ass kisser,
But
meaning
you weren't going to be that.
no, no. So it's true. I did put that wall up, and she would get mad. Like you said, when she wanted to pick me up or whatever the heck it was, then I would be mad at, like you said, I'd be mad at that point because I wouldn't be picked up 10 times before when I wanted to be picked up. And like you said, then when she'd want to pick me up, I didn't want to have anything to do with her.
Right. So feel into that. Feel that. Has this protection been taken down now?
I got a yes.
Yeah. Great. Doing great.
Wow, that was complicated,
Easy. You did great. You did great.
but it was complicated. I mean, in a million years, I've never done any work like that. You know what I mean? Like that was pretty profound.
Yeah, you have to unravel it, break it down. It's like you're dissecting the emotions. And you if you ever do, I don't know if you do any work with people, if you just work on yourself, but a lot of times, anything that's going on in our life, we put up the walls. We did it. It only takes one moment. Oh, I had ADD because at one moment, when I was crying and I wanted to be picked up, nobody picked me up. So I stopped paying attention to people and listening because nobody listened to me. That's where ADHD and ADD comes in.
I have
You didn't
that.
give me what I wanted, so therefore I'm not going to give you anything. Yeah. So
Fascinating.
I've never worked on anybody with ADD, just myself, but that's when I figured out that I was the one that created it. Everything's created.
100%. I definitely. It seems weird, but I do know that's true. 100%. Yep. Even the weird, even getting strep throat when you get strep throat on some level.
Yeah. Okay. So how are you feeling right this moment? We've got 5 minutes.
I feel good. A little confused with that. I mean, I feel good, but it's just
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
protection
That's
thing. Yeah, that's a big piece of the puzzle.
so ask now, am I ready to let go of this sadness?
Am I ready to let go of this sadness? The only thing that came up was her giving me a dirty look. She used to give me dirty looks. She did.
Yeah, I
But
believe it.
that's because probably like you said, because I put the wall up and I wasn't giving her what she wanted when she wanted, right?
Yeah, if you don't give it to me when I want it, forget it.
So she felt the rejection of my rejecting her. Yeah, that was a very strange dynamic now that I think about that. And it is sad that happened. I mean, it's sad that we lived our life like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Who would have known that that maze would have just been, it's like, it's complicated.
But simple, right?
It's hard. Well, once it's hard for people to understand it. They're like, oh no, I didn't create that. But you don't remember being 2 years old and what you did to realize, oh my God, I mean, why would I do that? Because kids don't know any better. It just takes one thought to build a wall and you start creating your own stories.
100%. And
And
then just keep living that dumb thought as if it was true when it's
you
not
know
even
what?
true.
Ask your inner child, are you ready to be happy?
Are you ready to be happy? Oh, thank God I got a yes on that.
Okay, so in order to be happy, we have to let go of the sadness.
That's true.
And so we could go a different way. We could let go of sorrow. Ask her if she's willing to let go of sorrow.
Oh, she likes that word better.
Okay, good.
Yep.
That's my word of the week. Uh,
Interesting.
the five people I worked on, sorrow was the word.
Interesting.
That it's I kind of I attract. It's like there's always like a word of the week or something that goes on and it happens everywhere. So let's breathe into that. If you were to think about your sorrow, how how from 1 to 10, there it
I'm
goes,
already
there you
yawning it
go.
out. Sorry, I yawned it out, some of that out. Go ahead.
So from 1 to 10, how strong is your sorrow?
Oh, thank goodness it's not that bad. I got a 6.5.
Okay, let's breathe it out. Where would you be holding it? Where is it in your body?
It's in my throat,
Throat.
choked up, can't
Okay,
swallow.
let's breathe in and think about your throat, letting go of all that sorrow, all those times you couldn't speak and you wanted to speak, it made you sad. Just let go those feelings. Let go of all those feelings you just got choked up about.
What am I supposed to do?
You're supposed to be breathing. Hold on, I'm just trying to see. I was supposed to go on live today at 3:30. You're supposed to be letting go of your sorrow, just breathing in and out.
Okay.
But my phone is acting weird, like my videos aren't going through, so I don't think I need to, or I can. That sucks. Or maybe I'm not ready to go on. Breathe into that sorrow, feel that throat letting up. If you want, we can figure out when the sorrow first started. At what age did you feel all this first start?
I got one.
1 years old? Okay, what do you recall what was happening at 1 years old?
I have no idea, but I saw some, like, some soft doll thing. I don't know, some soft doll, and it was taken away from me, and my sister was given to my sister.
Okay. So feel into that sadness. This is your doll you want to play with. It's being taken away.
Yeah.
For some reason, you're
I
not
was in
feeling
one of those.
important.
I was in it was like a playpen. God, this is getting weird that I can sort of sense this. It was a playpen. We were both in the same playpen, but she took it away from me and gave it to my sister.
Yeah, and you're only remembering that piece. So I don't know. For all I know, maybe you got to play with it for 10 minutes and your time was done and it went
Right.
to your sister. But the way you made it about, hey, this is mine and I'm not sharing, I
Right.
don't. But giving you some ideas to open you up. But think about that sadness and how it made you feel, that you're still carrying that today. We want to let that go because that's the past. We want to let go of that sadness and start living life.
Mhm.
So breathe into that sadness. Take a deep breath in and see that little stuffed animal that was taken away from her and how she's been holding on to this sadness ever since. And it's not as important anymore. It's more important to be happy. Can you let that go?
Yes.
Keep breathing. Do you feel that in your throat?
Yes.
Did it make you cry?
Not now.
No, I mean, as a 1 year old, did it make you cry?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
So you're crying and nobody cares. You're feeling unimportant.
Yes.
But that's not true. You are important and you don't need to hold on to that sadness. Just let it go, breathe into it, and just let go that you don't need to hold on to the sadness anymore.
Whew. My body will do weird shaky things when it's releasing energy.
Just curious, because I don't know anything about twins or your sister. Did you guys have to share a lot of toys or things?
Yes. Yes. They would buy one thing, one toy. We never got two toys of the same thing.
Yeah, I'm an only child, so I don't know how that works with kids. But I know that like when there's one TV, you got to share the show.
Right.
And
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
so does she understand that she got this, there's a way of looking at this. She got that little stuffed animal first,
That's true.
and to look at it that
Or
she
I
got
picked
this
it up
first,
first, or I picked it up first, and she
right?
started crying, and she wanted it, and my mother
Because
came
you
in.
wanted it, so she wanted it or something.
Right, right. But then my mother came in and gave it to her. But I guess she just wanted her to stop crying. Wasn't
But what I'm
Okay.
saying is you got to look at, you don't know what the real story is. So in your mind, you're creating that you're not important.
Right.
In your mind, you want to change her mind that, hey, you got the animal first. They let you play with it first. You've got to make it up and change the belief,
Okay.
change the habit. So you want to go in like, hey, you got it first.
Okay. All right. That kind of
And
helps.
then because I don't know, were you the older one?
Yep.
You were the
3
older.
minutes.
So you got it first. You were lucky. Making her change like how she feels about herself. You got this little animal first, and you should
Okay.
be happy.
That does help. That really does help. That
Yeah.
helps. Yep. That does help. And actually, now that you say that, my mother always did give me the things first.
Yeah, so
She'd feed
since you
me
took that
first.
wall down, you might start seeing things a little different. Like you just did. Like you just said your mom gave you things first. You might start thinking and seeing that you were loved, but you only saw the bad stuff. You didn't see the good stuff.
I mean, she was a crazy woman. Just
Yeah, well,
saying.
yeah, they're all crazy.
No, but I mean, she probably was borderline personality.
Yeah.
For real. I mean, for real.
Again, uh,
You don't
yeah.
you don't lock yourself in your bedroom for days and let little kids have to feed themselves. That's not normal.
But where's your dad?
Working.
Oh, but he came home at night and she would come out.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Sometimes it'd be a meal, sometimes there wouldn't.
Well, she was at least in the room. You didn't feel that abandoned. Anyways, I want you to tell me how your week has been going, and then we're going to wrap it up.
Yeah, yeah. Overall good, except for that one incident.
How did you feel lighter throughout the week? Did anything different happen? How did you feel? Uh,
I felt good. I mean, I felt like I could handle things probably better. Maybe if I had to come up with a sentence.
and you did say that somebody helped you with getting a car?
Well, it's been tricky, but yeah, some lady in New Hampshire. Yesterday I called her to tell her what was happening where I am, and I don't think I can deal with these people up here. And she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry that happened to you. I can help you." And da 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 da. I'm like, "Great." So she'll go. She's like, "I'll answer all your questions." Great. So she did, and we had scheduled that I would call her today at 11 a.m. In fact, that was the lady that texted me earlier, and um I called her. I texted her first. I say, "Is you ready to talk or whatever?" She didn't answer. So at 11:30, I just called her. No answer. And it's like, well, I'm not chasing people.
Well, listen,
And
because we took down that wall,
yeah,
you're not because that wall was protecting you, keeping you from feeling important. So now that you took it down, I'm going to follow up in the next couple of days to see how you
okay,
feel
okay.
because that's the wall that was you didn't need anybody.
Well,
So
let me read the text. Hi, Jerry. I just want you to hear this. I'm so sorry, but this is what happens to me in life. It was really busy today, and I just saw your text. This was at sorry. This was at oh good, I just sneezed. This was at 5:25. Um um what does it say? Oh boy, she wrote a lot. Okay. Um I got a ton of text messages and I didn't see it right away. It got pushed down my list. What does that mean? Oh, I get it. If a whole bunch of people. Okay. Okay. I will be here until 5:45 and then I'll be back tomorrow at 9. I really apologize. You are important to me.
look, it's
That's
already
funny.
starting.
And
That
I
word.
do want to
Mm.
speak to you. If I ever don't respond right away to a text, it's okay to call me. Oh, this is myself. Oh yeah, I did call the dealership and I asked for her and it went to voicemail.
Okay,
So
you know what? I've got to get on another call right
yeah,
now.
yeah. Okay. All
Um,
right. Anyway, but yes, yes. I mean,
I will
this
cut
is
touch
really
base
good.
with you. If anything, I mean, taking down that protection, you're going to feel and see things differently.
I agree.
I'll
I'm
check on you
excited.
tomorrow or on
Thank
Monday,
you.
tomorrow Saturday,
Yes.
and enjoy.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you.
Again, if you want to do this with the inner child, set the inner child, see and ask her, are you still feeling sad?
Okay.
It looks like you're doing pretty good on your own,
Yep.
but sometimes when you just see her, you can ask her. You could also do this with your mom. Am I holding on? Anytime you have an emotion, ask, is
Mhm.
this my emotion or is this
Mhm.
somebody else's? And then you can go in
Mhm.
to other,
Mhm.
other family members or people.